Hi everybody, and welcome to week 2 of Dragon's Awakening. I really am over the moon that you're here, and I've so enjoyed catching up with you all on the Facebook group and seeing your work and seeing your already awesome connection to the Dragon Realms. So thank you for making this first week so lively, so vibrant and so positive. I'm not surprised because you're all awesome, but it's just nice to see that and have that energy that we're all sharing together. So the idea for week 2 and the focus for week 2 is all around connecting with our personal dragon guides. So this is a really, really special week. I really wanted to do this early on in the course because I wanted this journey and this connection to your dragon guides to grow and grow and grow as we move forward. I wanted you to start this connection now or continue this connection now. And so this dragon guide will be in essence your teacher as well over the coming weeks. So I thought, there's no point kind of having this big build up and at the end you meet your dragon guide and then it's like, oh, but the course is finished and what do I do now? So because we're on week 2 and we've got another 6 weeks of journeying after this, today would be, or this week would be the perfect week to start or continue our connection to our dragon guide. And also, if it doesn't work first time, if you are totally over bamboozled and confused by this idea, it doesn't matter. We've got at least 6 weeks to get our head around it. And to be fair, there's no time date on this. There's no end sell by date. You can do this journey and do this connection and do this work for as long as you like. Dragons are known for being silent watchers. So even if you don't sense the presence of a dragon guide around you or a dragon teacher or even the dragon realm, really doesn't mean they're not there. Particularly if you're drawn to dragons and you're drawn to dragon energy, they are most likely there and waiting for their right moment to appear in your life. And because you're doing this course, this probably has already happened, but they may still be on the sidelines waiting and watching for you for the right moment to connect heart to heart with you. So as you connect more with the dragons, you become aware that, oh yeah, they've been there all the time. They've been there all along. They've always been watching, waiting and keeping an eye on you. So do not worry if it doesn't all come in bells and whistles over week 2 of the course. This really is a big journey, but I wanted to bring it in now, as I mentioned, so that we can really get into doing these adventures over the next few weeks with our dragon guides teaching us, showing us and sharing the path. So it's very exciting, and once this connection is made, it is zoomph. That is the actual word for it, zoomph. I think there's so many things that the English language particularly doesn't have words for correctly, and I definitely feel soul connections with power animals and with dragons is just such a powerful energy that there are a few words that can describe it. But those that know it, I know a lot of you already do, know the warmth, the familiarity, the relief and the sense of blissfully, lovingly coming home. It is a sense of that unconditional love of the soul, and that really is it. It doesn't mean we get to sit back, put our feet up and let the dragons get on with the work and ignore once we've met them. Great, you're my dragon guide. We've waited thousands or millions of years to reconnect. I'll go and get a cup of tea. I mean, of course, please do get a cup of tea. I always approve of tea. But this means that you have said, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this connection. So there will be at least a sense of acknowledging your dragon guides regularly after you've connected with them, meditating with them, journeying with them, thinking of them or honouring them in some way. I'm going to show you around. You can see the larger than life. Wait a minute, it's really nice. The larger than life image of, you can see me but you can't see Steve, or just yet. I'll show you Steve in a minute, and I'll talk about dragon names as well. Either later today or probably will later today, or maybe we'll see when the dragon name thing comes up. And then my little dragon altar is here, which I'll also show you around, so you can get a little sneak peek of my lovely dragon altar as well. And yes, so having that space and having a dragon altar means it's a little bit easier to connect with your dragon guides each day, or, you know, it doesn't have to be like a rigorous thing, but it means that they don't like to be forgotten. You can get some totems that can be fairly chill, though obviously a lot of them don't get chilled about you not working with them or forgetting about them. I get told off, you know, on a regular basis if I get distracted, or if I kind of get carried away and then realise I haven't checked in with my totems. And dragons are the same, but they're a little bit more, they won't hang around. They, you know, if you're not ready, or if you're not wanting to do this work, where's Dragon Stick, then they, you know, they're not going to be like, oh, we'll just sit here. They all go, they may return, they may not, you know, it's totally, oh, gone all blurry. This Dragon Stick made it go all blurry. Come back, come back. There we go. Sorry about that. It might be the incense, actually. We want to have some incense going, but it could have confused the camera. So, yeah, they won't hang around if you're not in a space where you actually are going to work with them. And this is where Dragon Stick comes in as well, because I started my connection with dragons a few years ago, and then, yeah, life, and not in a good way, actually. Life kind of got overwhelming, and yeah, it's another story, but it did, and it wasn't in a great way. And then I think it was in a way where a lot of power was lost and needed to be regained as well. And so I didn't check in with the dragons. I didn't. And I received from one lovely person who is on the course, or has been on the course, I received this. One day randomly just came in, she managed, I just had to buy this for you, Dragon Stick. And I may have told this story before, but and it was just, don't forget us, is what was said. So every time I hold Dragon Stick, it's like, yeah, don't forget us. And I was like, wow, okay. You know, I think as people, as humans, we often go, why would the dragons care about me? Like, why? I think we have that self-deprecating stuff, which the dragons want to kick out of us because it isn't very helpful for anyone. But this little me syndrome, which is a strong thing, and it can be really ingrained in our being, in our consciousness, that we are in some ways not enough. And I probably will come back to this because it's a really big thing that the dragons will really work with us with, and quite straight talkingly and quite clearly, that we have a real cultural problem of not feeling like enough, and therefore we are doing damaging things to ourselves, we're putting ourselves at the back of the pile, and therefore we'd be like, well, why would a dragon want to work with me, and why would this be, and yeah, why? I don't deserve all of this. It may not be something you're consciously saying, but for me it wasn't something I was consciously saying, but it was maybe something more integral going within. So when connecting with the dragons, it's like, boom. This small person talk is not going to wash. It's not going to work. It's because it's not helpful. It's not helpful for me, for you, for any of us to be on our path. We may have this false idea that we're being humble, but that's not humility. Humility is knowing your power and working in honour and in kindness with it. Pretending you're not powerful and running away is just a pain for everybody and every being. So yeah, the dragons do really, with their etheric fire, draw out that I'm not enough, I'm not good enough syndrome, because it's probably one of the biggest things that are holding people back from stepping into their true power. Who am I to do this? And I'm not enough, and if I was this, I would be enough. But, you know, no, dragons are going to be there. So that's the sort of thing that gets us forget. I don't often think we are mean and don't want to connect with our dragon guides. I feel like we're going that getting that busy realm, running around like a nutter realm, which I'm often in, and also we get into our, oh well, you know, it doesn't matter, it's only me, and that can be a big problem, because then we disconnect from ourselves, our true power, and also from Team Dragon. So I am enough. I know Marissa Peer, oh, I forget her name, Marissa Peer, I think her name is. She does a big thing about, I will write her name properly underneath here if I got it wrong. She does a great thing about, she's a psychologist, and she's the whole thing is, I am enough. And if you say that to yourself enough times, it's, yeah, it kind of solves a lot of the problems that we're having. But the dragons will come in with a big fiery stick and just show us. And isn't that amazing to know that, yes, we are more than enough, whether we have lost that weight, got that job, got that person, whether we have, whatever we've done or not done, doesn't matter, we are enough, just as we are in this moment. And that's how the dragons can work with us and connect with us and share their wisdom. So a little bit of a detour, but it's a very important detour because this is an important part of the dragon path. So our dragon, and also we'll cover it now, so we don't meet our guides and go into a little me syndrome and just not work with them. They're here, they're ready to work with you, your soul. They're ready to connect with you and to go on to that next stage of your journey. So the don't forget us stick is because I really like his face. He's quite friendly but quite stern, and so it always reminds me that it's important. What we're doing is important, whether it's important for our lives, well, if it's important just for your life, that is going to ripple out to anyone that you connect with. So even if it's just important for one person, it's going to affect the people around you. You stepping into your power and really tuning into the dragon energies in your spiritual path, it's going to ripple out and have an effect on people around you. So don't feel this is selfish. Doing this for yourself is going to have a powerful effect not only on your life but everyone that you touch as well. So don't forget them. When you connect with them, doesn't mean you have to every day go, oh gosh, I better not forget. No, just do simple things that are going to remind you, or make massive paintings. But that's another story. I'll come to another point. Having your altar, doing the course. I think because we've got an 8-week session together, it's just going to be really nice because it kind of drills it into our consciousness, what we're doing. I think they say it takes 28 days of doing something daily for it to be part of a habit. So we're doing things for more than 28 days. So it should really sink in some way that this dragon realm is important to us. And I know a lot of us out there are already on the course, but if you're anything like me, sometimes you're going through phases where we need to be reminded and we need to go back to basics a little bit. And actually reconnecting with your dragon guide on a core level can be a new, a kind of a renewing experience for the both of you. You may also find that throughout this course another dragon guide has come through. We do have more than one dragon guide. We will meet more dragons. Some are teachers, some are just interested. I feel some we've known in past lives, some have always been around us. I feel like we have soul path, like we have totem animals if you do my Totems Awakening course. I think we have soul path dragon totems or dragon companions, and they'll be with us and as part of our soul journey. But we'll also have teachers, protectors, friends, dragons that will come through and come in for different reasons, different times, different purposes. So you may have one dragon guide you're working with, and you may find that through the duration of this course another dragon guide comes through, or a teacher that wants to share a different aspect of the dragon realm comes through for you. Or you may find that it's you know, a chance to get a deeper and stronger connection and spend more time with that dragon guide that you've already connected with. So I picked a card for this, as I said I would do, from the Drachen Weisheit deck, and it's called Gebet. Gebet. I do again apologise for my pronunciation. It's a German deck, as I mentioned, Gebet, and this is called prayer. And I thought, wow, how perfect is this for Dragon Connection Week, for the connection with our guides, that we've got prayer. And this is making it the holiest of holies. This is making it a quest, and to find that stillness and that honour inside. So before we go out on this journey to connect with our dragon guide, have moments of prayer. Maybe be at your altar. I think prayer can have a loaded connotation. If you're brought up in a society where you're told prayer means Christianity and that has not a great connotation for you, then prayer is beyond all religions. Okay, so prayer is beyond, it can't be contained by one religion. Prayer is aligning yourself, quietening yourself, connecting from your core being through your heart to your third eye above, and aligning and finding that stillness to connect with the divine. So it's stillness within to connect with the divine, and alignment. So, and it's not even having to ask for something. I don't feel prayer has to be asking for something, though of course you can. Prayer can be just that stillness to honour and witness the divine. And so through calling upon your dragon guides, it's going to be an exciting week in that way. We're going to have a lot of movement and activity, but we're also going to have stillness and honour. And this, just to remember as well, this is something that maybe the dragons have been waiting for a very, very long time to bring to you. They've maybe been waiting for a long time to find it's the right time to reconnect on a soul level. So it's really important, and important things do take prayer. If you don't yet like the word prayer, you could use a different word like stillness, honor, whatever works for you. I mean, prayer's fine for me, I like it, and that's fine, but whatever works for you, find the language that is going to work with you. But I love this card. Lighting a candle, is still, is in reflection, because this is a big thing. You know, I am the queen of making things fun. I just love, and so the dragons love fun energy, especially the younger energy dragons. But things are fun and things are sacred, and so finding space for that sacred connection to your dragon guides this week is really, really beautiful. So prayer, and so find some stillness this week to be able to be at your altar and be here. Don't have to do anything. I think prayer can just be the stillness to allow the dragon wisdom to come in. So and if things are tough and you are having a tough week, and actually you could do with the help, you know, ask the dragons, call to them, find that stillness and really speak from your heart and be open and honest. So that was the card for connecting with our dragon guides. Also, I wanted to bring in with connecting with our dragon guides that, you know, it doesn't have to be you know, a big ritual that we're going to do. I am going to talk about a ritual that we're going to do, but this doesn't really have to be in a ritual situation. I'm definitely going to be doing rituals in this course, and I'm going to be writing out rituals for you guys, but you do not have to do them, okay? As in, you don't have to do it that way. You may have a different way that you connect with the dragon realm. As you may know, I come from a witchy background and a Wiccan background, and that method works well for me, but I've connected with dragons in lots of different ways. So I am going to be doing a more formal ceremony or ritual to share with you about connecting with your dragon guides, but you do not have to do it that way. You may have other ways. You may literally want to sit in front of your altar, light a candle, and that be absolutely it, and that's absolutely more than fine. You may actually want to do this in a sacred place out in nature. You may just want to go for a walk and calling your dragon guides. So I was saying about solemnity and being in honourable, as long as you're in a space where you feel sacred and you feel that you've set that magical space, it is good. So I'm just saying that throughout the course I will be writing in a few rituals if you'd more than love you to do if you wish to do them, but it's really not mandatory that you do things in that way. So I know we all come from different backgrounds, so there's going to be opportunity, if you will, to work in ritual, work in ceremony, but that isn't necessary. You don't need to do that to connect with the dragon realm, okay? And so really follow your heart, because this is the heartfelt connection. So back to connecting with your dragon guide. As I said before, you may already know this, you may already have a dragon guide around you, and this is going to be an awesome time for you to share deeper adventures, deeper friendship and learning, and maybe they will bring in their more dragon guides to share with you as well. We'll see, it's all up in the air, we'll find out, it's exciting. But this is going to be a huge connection, and it's going to be a heart connection, and it's going to be a soul connection, and it's sacred. And I really would love you to whatever experiences you get of connecting with your dragon guide, to journal them, maybe to try and draw them. Don't hit me. You know, you don't have to draw. I mean, I think everyone can draw. I've taught drawing to adults who've told me they cannot draw. They've not drawn since they were 5, and they can draw, and they've grown to love it. So anyone can draw, but we have a little block about it. I would just say it's a nice thing to do, to sketch out, to draw out what you will see in your meditations connecting with your dragon guide, because I've said earlier, like sometimes it just isn't, you know, the words just don't come in the way that we feel the story or the connection happen. And when I look back at the sketches I've done about connecting with my dragon guides and my dragon friends, they speak 1,000 words really, and not even the good sketches, they're just kind of the just quickly done ones. So yeah, I did, or make a collage. So this is the first bit of creative homework this week. Any essence you get of your dragon guide, you may not have seen them in full manifestation. You may get a colour, a sense, a wing, an eye, you know, it could be anything that comes through this week, but I would love you to creatively express that connection. Why am I being a pain and making you be creative? Well, let me explain. Apart from the fact that I love art, and I think everyone will enjoy creativity when we get past our heads and get past our brains about it all. But because one of the things we have blocks with is about expressing our true selves and being creative. We are told by society, no, you can't draw. You've even been told by a teacher at school, you can't draw. I have had some people come to me and say they've been told this, and it's really upsetting for me, and obviously for you guys as well, because we can all draw and we can all express ourselves creatively. And I think it's a very important part of our being that we can express ourselves in some way creatively. You may want to write a song about your dragon guide. Don't write Puff the Magic Dragon, I will cry. No, I'm joking. You may want to write a song about your dragon guide. You may want to cook a meal related to your dragon guide. I'm a terrible cook, but I'll give it a go. You may want to just make a collage, a vision board of all the things that make you feel about your dragon guide. You may want to sketch it down with some coloured pencils. I would love you this week to the main homework, of course, is connecting to the guide and kind of finding your way. You don't have to do this week. When you have that connection a bit strongly, please do this, but to create something that is about this journey and your connection with your dragon guide. So even if you don't get a full sense of your guide this week, this really doesn't matter. It really is a process, and I often think we get more than we think we do in meditations and journeys as well. So yeah. So the first bit of creative homework of this course is to encourage you to creatively express your connection with your dragon guide, whatever that may be. And again, it's not an art competition. We are not judging. And anyone that's known me for a while or been on my art courses knows that I love anyone for making the blooming effort to do something creative. I'm over the moon. So it's an absolute, I think it's an encouraging group, and we're going to encourage each other to create in any way we can. So first bit of, well, main bit of homework of the week is to work on the connection with the dragon guide. More information in the sheets. And also the creative homework for this week is to create something. It could be a quick sketch, you know what I'm saying, anything that represents a heartfelt connection to your dragon guide. And this is going to be so exciting, I think, and so lovely. So I hope you enjoy doing that, and please don't be shy. Please, because I'm nosy and I love to see what people create. Share things on the group, share this creativity on the group. We'd love to see it. And then the next thing I want to say, I won't go on forever, I know I can gabble for the country, is this connection with your dragon guide is so beautiful, so sacred and so soulful. And this connection is going to help you in many different circumstances. And connecting with your dragon guide, they are straight speaking, they are to the point, but they are so warm, so empowering and so magical, that what you thought was once impossible in your life will become possible. What you thought was a pattern you could never get out of, you start to see the door. And once the victim mentality that may have plagued you, and me, I'm not saying you as in not me as well, for your life, you see ways of triumphing over it. And I thank my dragon guide a lot for that, because they come in when you're ready to not be ruled by fear and anxiety. They come in when you're ready to open up your heart and express your true self, and they will guide you and protect you. They can't stop us on doing stupid things. We have free will. They kind of watch us and go, but they can't, you know, they can encourage us with a wing here or there, but it's our choice what we do. But if we're ready to kind of take wise decisions and be brave and not avoid things, then they very much will be around us, and they very much will be supporting us. And there was for example, last year there's a situation where I just felt, you know, when you have everything that just kind of happens one after the other, one after the other, after the other, and you don't really have the strength to then go, great, I'll deal with this. Something, and I came to that place of just feeling like, oh, I just can't. And there's a lot going on. I didn't really get the chance to sit down and have that. So thankfully, I was doing a lot of work and actually doing dragon work as well, and lots of things. And And it was at one of my own workshops where something from the LauraRedWitch book was, I can't read German, I'm really sorry, I really wish I could, it was read to me by my dear friend who can speak German. And I think I've mentioned this in another video before, but the guidance from this card from the dragon was, if you let fear rule you, you know, I'm probably misquoting this totally, but if you let fear take over and eat up your soul, if you are afraid, then like the dark side has won. And it did say, like, you know, if you lose, it kills your soul and it kills your dragon. And there's, you know, there's a sense here that when you come into your power, you probably will meet some resistance, because I think there's kind of powers that be in the world that are quite happy that people are kept down, and that could be a reason why dragons have been you know, shared to be awful and evil, because actually working with your dragon means that you are claiming your power back. Interesting. And if you're claiming your power back, then you're not going to be so easily controlled. So the minute you start doing this, you may find resistance from other people or from situations flaring up, because I do believe there's a balance of light and dark, and I do believe, and we can talk about this another time, and we discuss it in the group if you like, of course, but that actually there's certain things out there that are not particularly happy that you're stepping into your power, and there are ways that they can kind of get in. So for myself, when I go through stuff, I kind of feel like, oh, I've messed up and off, and I feel awful, I feel very responsible and very, that's an official word as well, and when I realised that actually this wasn't about me, it was about protecting my dragon. I'm not letting them get in and get my dragon. Seriously. All my friends saw my demeanour and energy shift in a moment, like going from victim of I can't to they're not having my dragon. And I think sometimes we have to realise we're not fighting just for our own little bits and bobs that are going on. There's something bigger going on here. And the minute I made that decision that they were not having my dragon, I saw anxiety differently, I saw fear differently, and I tackled situations differently. And the dragons have really helped me deal with those situations. Not they haven't sorted it out for me, but they've given me the strength and created the space for me to step forward and sort things out and to be in my power. So it's not just about you kind of, you know, getting better at things. It's actually about protecting your dragon, that their soul and your soul is connected. So if you let your soul wilt, that is a shame for the universe, but it's also a shame for your dragon, who cannot empower their own journey with you if you're allowing things to get to you. So Dragon Stick says, empower yourself, empower your soul, so your dragon can also be in its power. So this, again, that for me, I hope that was an okay story to share with you guys. I just wanted to bring that energy in of the importance of this connection. It's not just that we're not like spiritual tourists and picking up guides here, there and everywhere. This is a journey to be in service. And working with dragons brings in this very kind of old-fashioned, I suppose, unfortunately old-fashioned ideals of honour, of faithfulness, of trust, of honesty, of valour and courage. And if you bring those aspects into your day-to-day life, the changes that you're going to bring, huge, amazing and wonderful, because you're enough, you can do it. You've got it all there. The dragons want to help you. So let's get moving. Enjoy this week, enjoy your connection to your dragon guides, find ways to call out to them each day, ask for your dragon guide to be shown to you. There's more directions, of course, in the worksheet, and the meditation this week will be a biggie for connecting with your dragon guide. So you've seen this painting in the worksheets, but Steve is there. We will see him again, I'm sure. And when I was going through some of this, kind of releasing the it's going all blurry again because I think Steve wants to be seen. So yeah, we'll show you Steve. But some of the issues around that fear, I painted this painting, and it is a depiction of having the courage to move through your fears and to be your true self. So thank you guys, I love you all, thank you for being here, and I'll see you on the group page, and I'll see you later this week. Bye.